Now we're going to protect our first application with Shield. So you guys can see that there's a setup guide here, but we're going to make this video to make it easier. The first thing we have to do is install the integration package, which is the easiest and quickest option to integrate Shield into our project. We have the option to go straight to Visual Studio, manage the packages of this project, and look specifically for ByteHide Shield integration within the available package options. In this case, we'll need to install the package and make sure we're always installing the latest version. Once the installation process is complete, we need to link our project with our ByteHide account and select the desired settings that we want to use. For that purpose, here we have the Settings tab, and we possess the visual editor to enable configuring the protections we desire to use and determine when we wish to protect our application. For instance, we possess various presets that essentially establish specific default protections according to our editing, or we can opt for the customizable alternative. In this case, we'll be able to choose which protections we want to use. Before this, we want to choose when we want to protect our application. We can protect it when it's in debug mode, when it's compiled in release mode, or always. In this case, I'm going to make sure it's always protected. Here I can select the list of protections I want to use. In this case, I want to prevent my application from being debugged, I want to add flow control protection, and I also want to protect the constants. In addition, the configurations that have a little wheel icon allow you to have extra settings. For example, within the control flow, I can select different parameters that I want to apply for this specific protection. In this case, I'll leave it as default. Once we have our configuration file, we have two options. Download the configuration file that we can copy and paste directly into our Visual Studio project, or simply copy the code snippet for easy integration. In this particular scenario, if we were to copy the code, we would be required to access Visual Studio, proceed to add a new file to the project, and we would then need to assign the name shield.config.json to this file in order to complete the process as intended. We will give you the add option and simply instruct you to paste the configuration file into the designated location. Here we can observe the option that enables us to set up protection secret. The protection secret is a password that will be utilized for our protection procedure. In other words, if it's not necessary to unscramble parts of our application later on, we can keep it by default. However, if in the future we decide to handle the exceptions and decipher the error messages of this application, we would be able to establish our own password in order to restrict access to this feature exclusively to us. Now we will simply save the file and click on the recompile button to initiate the compilation process. In the output, we can see the Shield proc. That once finished, will replace the output with the already obfuscated file. In other words, this integration also serves us for continuous integration, for any CI/CD tool, or for deploying directly to servers, or for Xamarin applications. This application would already be protected. If we navigate back to our control panel and access the details view, we would be able to observe that we already have a protected application along with its protection history displayed at the bottom of the screen.